some general overview about what I'm going to talk about. First, I will give you an introduction around the RenoCOOP project, the case study about how we work with our contractor, especially solar contractors, through the project Zonnestad. And I will give you some time to ask any questions. And afterwards, I will give you a overview about how we can facilitate the workaround or the cooperation with contractors and how we see it in the RenoCOOP project. So first of all, some practical information. Everybody is silenced, so we can have a nice recording. The recording just started, so normally everybody is muted and can put out his camera. After the webinar, all the slides and recordings will be made available. Feel free to introduce yourself in the chat for the group. If you have any questions during or afterwards, you can email us or put in the chat, and we'll try to get to you. First of all, RenoCOOP. RenoCOOP is a live call where we are trying to tackle a certain amount of problems involving citizen-led renovation. We have a couple of partners. Some of them you already maybe know. We have Snap, People Power Retrofit, Energent, where I'm working, Goyaner, LIFE-CET, and Copernico. The aim of the project is multi-layered. We're trying to assess at first how one-stop shops working. We are trying to assess in with which regulatory framework they are working, and we're trying to see what works, and especially based on the area approaches, how they design and engage with area and collective renovation. We're trying to improve our work and also how the other partners are working with builders, how their collaboration is set up, and how we can even learn from each other. That's also why we are trying to assess the existing framework. So we're starting from already existing projects and already existing knowledge. And then we're trying to also improve the implementation of the Building Renovation Passports within your regional or national context. We are all citizen-led renovation partners. So we are in the network of the CLR, where we're trying to improve our knowledge and how to disseminate our tools and learnings. We'll also try to transfer our partners our aim of how we work in Belgium. We work together with energy houses, we call them, and together with energy houses, we also try to transfer the knowledge we obtain within the project towards a better, cleaner process of renovation. First of all, I'll start with our case study. It's a way of working we already do a couple of years. We started within 2017. We started with giving a free advice of how people should and how many solar panels they should install. We are mostly working for homeowners within east of Flanders. Occasionally we work a little bit further on to the west of Flanders. But we are trying to help people. For most energy corporations or CLR corporations, it is easy. It is an easy step up because it doesn't involve that much of a renovation. So for us, it was also an easy step up to start giving advice to people and empowering people to be well informed on how they can make their choices, how they can have an actual good working installation where they have free non-commercial advice and a good contractor who can make it happen. You can see our our numbers were especially growing during the pandemic and the energy crisis, and now solar panel is a commodity product. So we started when solar panels were not commodity products. So we are keeping, or we are still evolving and searching how to improve our services. And nowadays it's more focused on battery and energy management services. How we tackle it, we try to have as less of stepping stones for the customers. So make it as easy as possible to get the right information tailored to their needs towards their or inbox or through an advice of a report. And then afterwards, make it as easy as possible to have a good quotation for a contractor where we verified the contractor. So it will be an online, for us it was an online questionnaire where we already have a pre-calculation. We try to automate as much as possible. We try to have a already good tooling for our advisors so he can give you a really easy quotation. It will be a phone consultation, so it will be no transportation. So for us, there wasn't as less work as possible and as much output as possible. So we can have a very clear overview about what is needed for the customer, and the contractor already has a well-informed customer who already have a couple of decisions, but the decisions are well informed, and it's a very good clientele for a contractor. The contractor we contacted, sent quotations to the client, and then we checked how well the quotations match the current quotations within the market. But we already started with a lot of advices, so we have a big volume, so we could set up prices which we agreed on. The prices are very sharp, so everybody has the feeling of a win-win situation where the contractor has well-informed clientele, and the other way around, the clientele has a very good qualified contractor who has been followed up by us and has a very sharp quotation. When the client accepts the quotation, the contractor can book the installation, and generally it's executed within 5 weeks, depending on at which timing you were. But the contractor then has a contract with the client, and let's say the first step was a big investment of us. The second step is more of interaction between the client and the contractor itself. Afterwards, there will be an inspection and some administration. For us, it's generally do we have everything in order with the paperwork? Sometimes there will be grants, so we can help our contractor and also our customer. So both would be happy at the end. But in the second part, we're not that much involved. From time to time, we check the installation of our contractor. We are not always present there, but we are checking their quality, how they work. And if there is anything that's not working properly or is not done by how we agreed upon, then we can address the contractor And because we have a volume and because we have set up prices and so on, they are eager to work with us. And because they're eager to work with us, we have some kind of leverage to see if they don't do what they are agreed upon, then we can address that. In the end, everything generally runs quite smoothly because we have a long-term relationship with our contractors. People tend to come back, let's say for batteries, and it's still the same contractor. Or if there is an installation where there is something not going right after a couple of years, then we're still being able to address it to that contractor. So there is a very long-standing relationship, and there's a long-standing trust, which is very, very important in have a very good quality of installation. The benefit for the clients is free advice. It's independent advice. We are we don't have the goal to sell, and we are trying to help people. We're trying to have the right information for the people. There is a financial benefit for the client because there are fixed prices who are very, very sharp on the market, and we are a very trustworthy intermediate party who can address if there is any problem or if there are any questions. We are there to help. The benefit for the contractors, they have free leads. Their leads are well prepared, so they already know what they want. It's very easy to have their calculation. It's a steady flow of leads, which gives them quite a volume. And there is also a fee where we agreed upon. The fee is paid only on successful leads, so there is no loss from the contractor if the lead is not successful. On the other hand, the commission gives us the advantage of giving the free advice. So it's a win-win-win for everyone. We have a setup where we have an advisor, we have some back office support, and we have a general project lead who can address, let's say, communication, technical setup, but also following up the markets. Because nowadays, with batteries and in Belgium, there's a lot of fuss surrounding the negative prices on the net. Then we are already following up the current market and how companies are addressing that. In the end, it's still affordable and interesting to put solar panels, but there is a big shift towards people who are not that eager to put solar panels just as such. They mostly do it combined with other techniques. We tried, especially in the beginning, because you're pioneering, we're trying a collective approach. There were different approaches of how we started. We used the Solarware evenings. Most of you already know the Tupperware parties, where there are some volunteers who just give free advice, so advice by peers towards peers, and just give them an introduction towards what is Zonnestad and what can it be for them. On the other hand, we are already trying to integrate the solar panels with heat pumps and other techniques, where we're trying to see if it's interesting for them to have a combined package where you can have easy access to renewable energy, where there is a beneficial setup if you have a heat pump and solar panels and maybe even batteries, and how to check how many gain there is about combining those. There are nowadays a number of challenges. As I mentioned before, a solar panel is a commodity product, so our numbers are declining. Mostly the numbers of how many solar panels we are putting on there. There are already a lot of market parties who already give free advice, and even contractors nowadays just give advice like that. It's not always a neutral party, but we see the number are declining. There is also a increase of need for more information about other techniques, combined with solar panels. So there is more advice on batteries, energy management systems, or combining with techniques like heat pumps. In Belgium, there was this summer the introduction of plug-in solar panels and also plug-in batteries. We are trying to see if we can put a role for ourselves in those markets, but we don't want to be just a reseller. We want to have, let's say, added value to the customers. If the market just take it and it's very good, then we don't need to be there. We just want to have an improved value to all parties. If there are any questions about Zonnestad, you can put them in the chat. I will address it within a couple of minutes. But first of all, I will check back on how we have our next steps with RenoCOOP, and how contractors will have how we can improve our way of working with contractors. So feel free to put all your questions in the chat, and I will ask them later on. We want to help. We want your help for our RenoCOOP project. First of all, we want to learn. We don't pretend to know it all, and we want to start with what has already been doing or what has been tried and even failed. So feel free to help us or to send contact info, or even do the questionnaire afterwards towards parties where you think they are doing things who can be quite inspirational. What do you want to know? First of all, how one-stop shops are operating. In Europe, there are different kind of business models present. So first of all, we want to know how they operate, because legislation defines certain boundaries on how you can address the way of working. Second of all, give us a general overview of the benefits or drawbacks on how you work. Let's say government has some benefits, but also has some drawbacks on how to set up their way of working. Third of all, we want to know at certain levels do you have tried, or are you doing collective and or neighborhood approaches into retrofitting, and are you using the building renovation passports in your work, or how it is involved in your work. How we want to collect it. There is a questionnaire. Afterwards, we will send it to you, where we want to have certain kind of information from you. And if you're up to it, we'd love to have some follow-up questions on how you work, how it is working in depth. Normally the questionnaire will take, let's say, 50 minutes. There are some optional questions. Feel free to fill them in. The more info we have, the better we will have a general overview. Only one person for each organization needs to respond. Feel free to share, as I mentioned before, at any party who could be inspiring. It can be just a regular market party, it can be government, it can be both with the PPS construction. So it can be everything. Feel free to send it, and afterwards, if you fill the questionnaire, there will be a final report, which will be sent afterwards. So stop my presentation now. So I see there is a question about how we select our contractors. Within the world of contractors, we see that trust is the greater good, because quality, you can see the network of cooperative contractors working together. So first of all, we are searching for contractors who already a lot of people are trusting or are very pleased of. We're also checking their finances, because we have an obligation on how well they work and how well they operate, so how durable their company is. Then afterwards, we check their work. We check how their pricing is it market conform or not. So we have a stepping process on how to become a trusted contractor. And depending on how many quotations we can process, we are then increasing our amount of contractors. So for our contractors, it is also beneficial to work with us, because we don't send a quotation to, let's say, 5 contractors or so on. We try to reduce the work the contractors have to do within quotations. So searching for the win-win for us and for the contractor, learn by how we can improve their work. That makes our package of how we select the contractors. We are trying to, let's say, address less paperwork for them. It's also a very sometimes headache for them. And so if you try to make it as smooth as possible, they really love it. Okay. The questionnaire link is in the chat. Oh, thank you for pointing that out, Jonathan. Are there any other questions? Okay. Then I hope everyone had a delightful webinar and everything was clear and interesting. If you have some following up questions, feel free to contact us. Feel free to follow us also with the RenoCOOP project. I think there will be a lot of interesting knowledge within the project, and maybe we'll see each other on a later time. Thank you. Okay, bye.